Once upon a time, deep in a lush forest, there lived a clever but sly fox named Felix. Felix was always looking for ways to get what he wanted without working hard. On the other side of the forest lived a kind and honest squirrel named Sammy. Sammy was known for his hard-working nature and always shared what he had with others. One chilly autumn day, as the forest prepared for winter, Sammy was busy gathering nuts and storing them in his tree for the colder months. Felix, who was too lazy to gather his own food, watched Sammy and thought, "Why should I work when I can trick someone like Sammy into giving me his food?" The next day, Felix approached Sammy with a plan. "Sammy, my friend Felix began, but the journey is long and difficult." Sammy, being honest and trusting, believed Felix's words. "That sounds wonderful," Felix Sammy replied. "I've been working hard, and a treasure of golden acorns would help us both through the winter." Without hesitation, Sammy gave Felix half of his carefully collected nuts. Felix took the nuts and disappeared into the forest, laughing to himself. "I tricked that squirrel so easily," he thought. He had no intention of finding any treasure, he just wanted to enjoy the food Sammy had worked hard for. He had no intention of finding any treasure, he just wanted to enjoy the food Sammy had worked hard for. Days passed, and Sammy patiently waited for Felix to return with the treasure. But as the days turned into weeks, Sammy began to worry. Where could Felix be, he wondered. As winter approached, Felix, now fat and happy from the nuts he had tricked Sammy out of, began to feel guilty. "Sammy trusted me and I lied to him," Felix thought. But his greed stopped him from admitting the truth. One cold day, Felix ran out of food. He tried to trick other animals, but by now everyone in the forest had heard about his deceitful ways. Hungry and cold, Felix realized that his tricks had cost him not just food, but the trust and friendship of the forest animals. Meanwhile, Sammy, though he had less food because of Felix's trick, was happy because the animals in the forest, knowing of his kindness and honesty, shared their food with him. Feeling ashamed, Felix finally decided to visit Sammy and confess. "Sammy, I'm sorry," Felix said, hanging his head. "I lied to you." Felix said, hanging his head. "I lied to you. There is no treasure, and I only wanted your nuts for myself. I have no food left, and I understand if you don't want to forgive me." I have no food left, and I understand if you don't want to forgive me. Sammy, though hurt by Felix's betrayal, was a kind-hearted squirrel. "I forgive you, Felix," he said, "but you must understand that friendship is built on honesty and trust. If you want to be my friend again, you'll need to change your ways." From that day on, Felix promised to be honest and hardworking, and he slowly regained the trust of the forest animals. Sammy and Felix worked together to gather food, and through honesty and effort, Felix became a better fox and a true friend. Honesty is always the best policy. Trust and friendship are earned through truth and hard work, and deceit will only lead to isolation and regret.